Hey guys, this is OracleDaphne. My name is Beth, and I'm back today to do another reading for you guys. This is using the charms, and I've got the tarot here, and I'm really interested to see what comes through here today. This topic is something that I've tried doing before, and I really enjoy the messages that have come through when I've done these type of readings. And this reading is going to be on the topic of what's coming through from the past. So, normally we don't think about our actions as far as past, present, and future, but I've noticed that in the last several years, there's been a lot of stuff that has come through from the past, and it is the most rewarding, actually, too. And we have Saturn in Pisces, and that Pisces energy really can kind of function like a Mercury retrograde, and that Mercury retrograde energy is very much about how if something was stuck in the past, it becomes unstuck with that Piscean energy. So in some way, it's kind of like something coming through way later than what it should have been. And I always like to see, like what's going to come through for people after the fact. So we're going to look at those energies today. And I am going to jump right in here, but I do want to say a big thank you to everybody who has donated. And I'm still offering private readings. So if you'd like to book a reading, you can book it. You just send a payment of $100 through PayPal, a Venmo, or Cash App. I prefer PayPal or Cash App. If I send an invoice, it allows you to pay different types of ways, like via credit card, and I think there's some like afterpay options. I like to remind everybody that I am still offering flexible payments. So basically, you would have to put something down towards the reading. I would send an invoice for $100. I would mark it specifically as like, $50 as a minimum down, and then you could pay the other half at a time that is convenient or that you specifically want. So say like you're like, okay, I can pay you $50 today, but I can't pay you $50 until, a month from now. I would agree to that if that was what you were wanting. I'd rather basically read for more people than stick to just having like people pay all at once. I prefer everybody to pay all at once because this is, supporting me. But as far as, going forward in the future, I really would like to offer that to people. So as being flexible, I think in this 2025 energy, I think flexibility is important. So, I am going to jump in. I pulled this pink plant, piece of cloth, and to me that represents any plant or anything that you've sown from the past coming through. So it's like sort of like that message of you reap what you sow. And I think that, when I think of things in the past, I think of beans that I've planted. So like, and what's a bean? Bean is like a job you applied for, but you didn't hear back on until like 2 years later. And they're like, hey, we have this opening. Okay. A bean is somebody, say you reached out to somebody and you didn't hear back from them. Maybe they didn't text you back, or maybe they ignored you and then they pop up later in time. A bean is also like something that you did that was a blessing for somebody else. Maybe they come through and they say, thank you so much for, helping me out during this period of time, or you really inspired me during this period of time, or, something that you did in the past that might have been a blessing for somebody else that comes back as positive karma, okay, as positive like blessings in this now time. So some of you might see in some way, it's like a karmic blessing of something that you did in the past for somebody else, or something, maybe somebody, you offered somebody a ride and then they come through and they say, here's $10 cash. Thank you so much for offering me that ride in the past. Or they come through in some way. I'm seeing like someone that maybe also should have paid you some money, like for something that maybe you sold to them, or maybe you gave to them, and they come back and they say, well, you've given me all of this stuff. Can I give you some cash for it? Let me give you some cash for it. I feel like there is some energy of like somebody feeling badly about something that maybe you gave them, or how much you did for them. So it's kind of like they're like, this person really did a lot for me, and I really want to, say thank you or reciprocate in some way. I'm seeing that as well. Like that could come through as well from this energy. What else? Okay. A bean could be anything that pops up that you've forgotten about. Okay. So that's the other thing too with the plant message is anything that you maybe did, but you forgot about it. That could come through later. There's all kinds of things that can come through. Maybe, something that you, like a gig that you tried to pick up, or like say you reached out to someone, you were like, hey, I can come clean your house. And then you gave them your cell phone or something or your email. And then they reach out to you and they say, hey, I have a job for you. Or, hey, I have, can you come clean my house? And it's something that you've forgotten about. Okay. Or it could come through someone where you maybe had lost contact, or maybe you weren't in contact from or with, and it comes through something like that where you were like you were in contact in the past, you lost contact, and they come through like kind of out of the blue. I'm seeing out of the blue. There's a lot of blue in this reading as well, which confirms we have this blue piece here, blue there. I mean, to me, it's very clear that there's going to be something that pops up out of the blue, but it's something that you forgot about, is what I'm seeing. It's so weird. I just noticed there is a bean in this reading. One of my beans. Literally, this is a bean. So, and it's right next to the coin. So it's a confirmation of what I'm talking about, actually. I didn't even see it. And there's another bean there. Originally, my charm bag was just charms. And there's two more. Here we go. Okay. And then I ended up moving and I threw everything into my charm bag. Like it has seeds and has all kinds of crazy stuff. And it's kind of a really mixed bag full of all kinds of things. So this is a stamp. It's kind of a hodgepodge, but it makes the readings interesting. What else is going to come through from the past? I was kind of wondering about this message, because we have this, to me, this is like a 3 of Swords energy, and we have this bird, and the bird's flipped over. It to me feels like some kind of pain and suffering. It feels like some kind of thing that comes through from a person where either they really hurt you or you really hurt them. Or there's some kind of, and I don't know why it would come through if you really hurt them, but a lot of times this stuff is mutual. So it's not just like them hurting you. Like you might have said some things to them that were hurtful as well. To me, it definitely has this 3 of Swords energy normally, but the bird being kind of in that weird position, I think that it's almost like a message from somebody who I want to say who hurt you. I'm going to pull a card to confirm. I hate to say it, guys. This might come so late in the game that it's sort of like too little too late. Too little too late for this one. I hate to say that, but it's almost like an offer comes through. We have the 5 of Wands here. And this is somebody who's rushing in, and it's too little too late because what they should have done is they didn't do what they should have done, and that led to some pain and suffering, or that led to some sorrow, or that led to some hurt. It's like, okay, like say somebody did you wrong. Let's just say hypothetically someone did you wrong, and then they never made up for it. They never apologized. They never did anything to make it right. And then way after the fact, they come rushing in and they're like, hey, let me try to make this up to you somehow. And they make a small gesture. And it's just too little too late. Like whatever this is that comes, it just feels like, and it's going to be a little bit shocking too. With this here, to me, this is like a little bit shocking that they come back even, and you're going to be like, yeah, no, like I don't want to talk to you. You know, you're going to see, you might even say that specifically, like, I don't want to talk to you. You may also have blocked this person. I don't necessarily feel like you're going to allow this person back in. I feel like they're going to try, but you're not going to allow it. I don't feel like you're open to this energy at all. Like, I feel like this energy is very painful. This energy is very hurt. So whatever has happened is painful, is hurt, is done. To me, it's a done deal. Now, they might not think it's done. There's some people that don't only get something, like they get that they hurt you, like when you're long gone. And it's like a slow moving person just doesn't see in the moment, or doesn't act in the moment. And then they have all this time to think about it. And then finally it like dawns on them. And you're like, there's no way that you're going to allow this. I feel like you, for most of you anyways, you are filling up your life with this giraffe type energy here, which is about doing a lot for the planet. It's doing a lot for other people. It's like, I'm sorry to say this, okay, please, like, hopefully I'm not going to offend anybody, but you are too good for this energy. You're way too good for this, way too good for it. Because this giraffe here is somebody who has the biggest heart. We have this huge heart here, biggest heart, the biggest like love for the planet, the biggest love for other people, the biggest love for, you know, somebody in their life is like a love partner. You are not going to have any room for this anymore. Like, I feel like whatever this was, whatever this past issue was, you're going to be like, yeah, no, we're done, snip, done. I do see like these little red ribbons on his arm. And so I feel like you cut this person off and it's done. That's how I feel. But they might not see it that way. Sorry about that. Okay. So where was I going? Okay. What else? What else is going to come from the past? I'm seeing, I want to say some form of assistance or help from somebody maybe that you used to know. Okay. This could be an older, I would say older male, but it doesn't have to be, you know, the King of Cups. I feel like this is a person who is a real blessing. Whoever this is, male or female, it's a real blessing. So there's some form of help or some sort of assistance. We have a life preserver here. If you're masculine, I feel like you might be offering help or assistance to a particular person. If you're a feminine, I feel like you're on the receiving end of some help. That's how I see it. Now, it might be, you know, you're gonna have to flip that however it's gonna apply to you best. But I feel like there's assistance, and I feel like it's this locket usually signifies being a light worker or a light for somebody else, or there's some energy of it being divinely blessed that you receive some help of some kind from this person. It could be also some element of cash that comes through that is going to assist you in whatever it is that you're doing. It may come from this person, but it also may come through to bring balance, I want to say, into your financial life. That's how I see it. Okay, this is going to be interesting. Some of you, okay, so we have the King of Pentacles here, and the King of Pentacles is one of the Mr. Right cards. So some of you are going to be, it's not getting back with an ex, but it's somebody from your past. This is maybe somebody that, it could be an ex-boyfriend, it could be an ex-husband for some of you that comes through that is a blessing. Okay. There's also an energy of a deceased loved one here. So this is, again, energies from the past. Deceased loved ones can deliver because they float through time. So it's sort of like something coming through a deceased loved one. So like you might receive something from I want to say it could be even like an estate or something like that. I feel it's actually more tangible in the sense like it's more of like a belonging or something, a keepsake item that was handed down. I want to say it's a handed down item from a deceased loved one, male or female. Could be a father or father figure, something that's like gifted to you. I'm seeing like it's an item. I don't know why I'm seeing that, but to me it feels like it's an item. I'm seeing an item. It could be a piece of clothing. I'm seeing a ball cap. I'm also seeing some clothes. I'm seeing something that maybe that was very personal to them. Maybe it's personal effects of some kind. Jewelry. It could even be collectibles. Just interesting pieces of personal items that are going to be specific to this person. This man, could be also this woman, but I feel like it's mostly going to be a masculine. What else is going to come through from the past? This is going to sound interesting. There's something in the past that you wanted to fix, and I'm feeling like you're going to end up fixing it. And I don't know how you're going to do it. Like, it feels like actually more of like a personal blessing. So like, let's just say your past self was like, I really want to, I don't know, fix up like a vintage vehicle. Or say, for instance, you wanted to fix up, I'm seeing like a piece of furniture. Or say, for instance, you wanted to buy like an old farmhouse and fix it up. I feel like you're going to be able to do that. Like whatever it is that you were wanting to fix up or like refurbish or redo. For some of you, it's remodeling a house or it's like adding an addition onto a property. For some of you, it's expanding a property or buying a farm or buying some element of property. I'm seeing property. I don't know why I'm seeing property, but like to me, it almost feels like it's like a fixer-upper dream, kind of. For some of you, it's like you've always wanted to fix up your house or do like the whole fixer-upper thing and really remodel it. For some of you, you're going to be refurbishing your business. For some of you, refurbishing your business model. For some of you, rethinking your career and your direction in your career. I feel like it's your past self is sending you this energy of like fixing something up. For some of you, you're glowing up. For some of you, the thing that you're fixing up is yourself. Like you're working on maybe your mental health. For some of you, are fixing up maybe your life or your perspective on things. Sort of getting things straightened out, I feel. And I feel like for some of you, working through some issues that maybe you had personally in the past, maybe with other people, but also it's sort of like things to do with yourself, things that are very personal to you. So for instance, okay, as an example, I have some insecurities about the way I look. And I am horrible to my skin and to the way I look personally. Even though other people see that I'm attractive or cute or whatever, I don't necessarily see it. And so I struggle with it. And I know a lot of other people do too, the way they see themselves. So it's sort of like something like that, where it's like you're really going to be working on the way you see yourself, the way you approach, taking care of yourself, the way you approach your diet, the way you approach your self-love or self-care. For some of you, you are really going to see yourself in a new light. That's what I'm seeing. Like it's a new light. You're going to be like, wow, okay, I didn't actually see that. I was ever going to see that in myself. For some of you, like and what you don't see coming is that someone might be very attracted to you and you might not see that at all. Like they may be attracted to, I don't know, like your physical body or certain attributes that you have in your physical body. And you might not see that in yourself at all. Like they might find certain things about the way you appear very attractive and you might not see it. And so like, there's going to be some level of interesting perspective shift about how you physically look. Basically because somebody else is going to see the beauty in you or you're going to see the beauty in somebody else. And it's really going to shift your perspective. I feel like for some of you, it's really going to help your self-esteem. Like if you never saw yourself as being attractive, you're suddenly going to feel like, wow, like I'm doing okay, I guess. You know, like you're going to feel attractive. You're going to feel more attractive is what I want to say. It's going to shift your perspective. And it's going to come from a person. I feel like a person that maybe is attracted to you or interested in you in like a romantic way. I feel like there's some romance as well because we have your heart's desire here. So this is wanting to be with somebody. And I feel like the energy that's coming from the past is actually quite interesting. It's more of like maybe you've always in the past, you were like, I really wanted a relationship, or I really wanted to get with so-and-so, or I really wanted to have a certain kind of relationship or a certain kind of, I want to say, dynamic between, you know, yourself and somebody else. And I feel like that's what's going to come through. It's like this special kind of dynamic that you're going to have with another person. So like, let's just say you're masculine watching and you've always wanted, I don't know, like a relationship where you came home and you were very much the focus of this other person, and you, I don't know, maybe, you know, went out to dinner with each other and had really a good time, you know, talking about things, and they were intellectually stimulating. Let's just say, okay, these are the things that you were wanting as a masculine. That's the stuff that's going to be coming through for you. Okay. If you're a feminine, and let's just say you've always wanted to have, I don't know, like a person who was going to support you, or a person who was going to be there for you and show up for you and do practical things for you, maybe make you dinner, maybe run you a bath. I don't know, just things that you really, you know, are looking for in a masculine. I feel like those are the things that are going to be coming through from the past. Like this is what your past self is sending you, and that's what you're getting through the past. I definitely feel like some of you are manifesting some sort of hookup or some kind of physical relationship. I see a lot of sexy time here. I feel like some of you, like you're maybe like you're in the past, you weren't really focused on relationships. A lot of people are not. A lot of people are, go for long periods of time where they do not hook up with anybody. Like they really focus on their celibacy, or they abstain, or they just don't, you know, get into, you know, relationships, you know, when they focus on their career. I feel like there is someone that's watching that is manifesting having more of a, I want to say a sexual relationship with somebody that's very healthy and very like mutual and very adult and very kind. That's what I want to say, is very kind. You're manifesting it because maybe you didn't have it in the past, or maybe it's something that your past self wanted. You know, this is the way it works. You know, we forget about love, and then suddenly love pops up. We forget about our physical needs, and then suddenly it's like, okay, what are we doing? Like, let's go out right now. You know? So I don't know. That's kind of how I see it. Any last messages that want to come through? I feel like there's going to be some phone call that comes through that's important. And I also feel like you're going to be called to go somewhere. I feel like you might actually travel or go somewhere or move somewhere that is something that you've wanted. Like, let's just say you've wanted to move for a while. You're going to be manifesting that move. That is what I see here. I'm going to leave off here. Thank you guys so much. Please donate if you can. And if you'd like to book, please send a payment. And I will talk to you guys again soon. I send everyone big hugs, big kisses. And I'll talk to you guys soon. Take care. Bye, guys.